Okay, now for these corners here, the way this is made, I don't want to put these on the line here, mainly because this is a bending point, and so these are places where it's a little bit weaker. What I do want to do, and I can't put any screws in there anyway, so I'm going to split 3 sides over here, and 3 rows on this side, and then 3 rows on the other side. One thing I'm going to do is, what I did on the others, I had added the extra screws, just to make sure all 4 corners were locked in place, so they don't get picked up. Somebody snag a piece of clothing on it, or something gets inside there and pulls that part of the plate up. So all 4 corners first, just to make sure they don't come up. And then, of course, I want to get close to this edge. So I'm going to get in between these two to make sure that's the bending spot. That's the place where it's weakest, right here. So it has to have the most support, most strength. This one, I think, because I'm so close, I'm going to back, head it more into the wood. Same thing over here. A little close to the edge, and this is a spur. So, let's see if I put one more in here for good luck. And then I have 3 across here supporting this joint, one collar joint. I'm going to drop one more from here. So I don't need to fill everything here. I don't need to fill up this hole. It just needs the support screws. These over here, and this is funky. It's going to take a bulldozer to put this thing apart. And then I've got the corners done. So, I'll go here. I'm going to do the other side. And we'll be back. I got to get that cinder block out of the way, because we don't need that cloud cover. The cloud cover is pretty nice. Hopefully we don't get rain. We had a really strong rainstorm yesterday, so I absolutely couldn't continue working. We get the sun, then we get the rain. That's what we call it here in Florida. Look at sunshine. So let's get that piece, and I'll start. Okay, well, even with the sun gone, and I just covered with sweat, it's like, okay. But I finished putting all the screws in and bracing up all these points. Just take a look real quick, and we'll travel around. And sorry if that's a bit noisy. Let's see, this has all its braces in. Okay. You can see how all the braces have been these are the ones that you used to do attics, and while I was at it, I went ahead and finished the bracing on the first gate. So I went ahead and put these in the same way I did the other ones. I got put things closer to the joint as I could, all 4 corners and everyone. See, and this one's done, and that's done. Okay. Alright, so let me get that thing flipped over, and we'll go on to the next step. Boat I'm working on. I'm sorry I didn't get into that project, but anyway, a motor. Of course, I don't use a stick, I use a tripod. Okay, so I've been thinking about whether or not I want to continue with the board on board, because at this point I could do board next to board. But if I do that, within a year or two it's going to look like that, and I won't have the privacy that I really wanted. And I thought about it, and I thought, you know, And the only complication here, it's two complications really. It makes it a heavier fence, which means it's going to need a lot more structural reinforcement. But also the gate hinge. As you can see, the gate hinge has to be covered up. And the only thing I can think of to do is just, like I said last time, paint it. But the gate hinge can't be on top of the board, the top board, because unless I use a longer bolt, I could do that, but it's going to look funky, and I'll have to wrap it around this piece or put two boards over here. So that just wouldn't work. So I think I'm going to continue with board on. I thought about just taking this thing apart and redoing it, but all these nails here, all have to be taken out to do that, and it would ruin a lot of these boards. And again, I would lose my privacy. I really want. I like the board on board. So I think I'm going to continue board on board and just maybe find some black paint and make it look like there's a hinge there. You won't be able to tell from the street. So, alright, so what I've done here is what I want is at least 1 inch overlap, because the board on board is going to go on top of this, right? And for a 6-inch board, actually this looks like 5 3/4 inch board. It looks like I'm going to have one, right? And there's 4 inches. So I measured each one of these 4 inches, but at the end what happens is I get, should I stop doing that? Okay, I get the last 4 inches here, but look what happens over here. So I'm going to move. So I got 1.5, which is going to lead to a not very good situation. I'm going to have one board out of place over here. The only way to compensate is to start leveling these things out. No, it's not the only way. You could sit down and calculate all of this and do exact numbers, but I really don't want to do all that. I'm just going to try and rough these out. In the end, nobody's going to notice. So, except you'll know, but I mean, it'll still look good. Now I've laid these out so that the side I want out is up. And the reason for that is that I'm going to go along all of these. I'm going to mark my 11-inch points because, and the sun is really out good right now. What do I do with my marker? Here we go. Marker right there. So I got to go through all of these and mark the 11-inch spot. Now I want to mark it on the edge here so I can see it when it gets flipped over. Alright. Every one of these. And I'll do that with the other sides as well. I'm sitting here marking this. These are all going on the inside. So the marks here will be barely visible. I probably should be doing it from this side so I can make sure that I'm marking these properly. Alright. Okay, and this piece is already in. This is going to be one of the top pieces. Bottom or top. So I'm looking at that. This is going to be the top. I'm going to mark this one too, because I need on top of these, I need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more boards, which I have. I think I have more than 6 boards over here. So some of these are going to go back. No, that's 7 or 8 boards here. More than I needed. So that's good. So I flip these over. Mount this on the tripod again. Move them around a little bit. And start putting some boards in. I'm going to use the 2-inch nails because this the board on board, the picket and the 2x4 together are 2 1/8 inch thick. So we're going to do that. We'll put the a couple of boards in, get the start on this. Okay. Okay, now what I've done here is I've left out these numbers and kind of leave these around until I just started and I took each board and put it right in between, just eyeballing it, no measurements. Now just eyeballing it. I've got about 3 3/4 here, 3 3/4, 3 3/4, 3 1/2, 3 3/4, 3 1/2. So I'm rough out. I don't think anyone's going to be able to